Hazel. Hey, Hazel. So, first video. Why does someone start a YouTube channel when they're in their late 50s? For me, it was for a lot of reasons, I suppose. For my whole life, I've always had to be very serious. The jobs that I've had, wear all the different hats. And after decades of doing that, that gets old. I can tell you that gets old. The years roll by, and before you know it, you're an old guy sitting out on your back porch drinking coffee. One thing I knew that I wanted was to be real, be genuine, raw, no editing. I figure if I'm gonna share my life and my thoughts and just, you know, my daily routine, things like that, that I want it to be real. I don't want it to be fake. There's too much of that already out there, right? AI and all that stuff. And share my sense of humor. God gave us a sense of humor, so I figured, why not use it, you know? I love to laugh. And I don't think I've done enough of that in my life at times, because I've always had to be so serious. I don't think I've enjoyed life as much as I should have. There's no doubt about that. I'm enjoying it more now, and I think starting this channel is going to be one of those things. That's the reason why I started it. It wasn't just that I wanted something to do. Yes, I wanted something to do in my older age. I still work a full-time job. I work at home. I'm married. I have a couple of sons. One's getting ready to graduate next week from high school, and I have another one that's going to be a junior in high school. And my older son's going to be going off to college, and that's a life transition, you know. My younger son's learning to drive. That's always scary. And so a lot of transitions. These aren't unusual transitions. They're just, you know, transitions that a lot of people, a lot of families, a lot of parents deal with. But there's also the transition with me personally, getting older. I've always traditionally been a real private person. When I go out in public, I'm jovial, I'm conversational, and I'll talk to anybody. I never met a stranger, as my dad used to say, and he was like that. He passed away about 30 years ago, and I sure do miss him. Yeah, I miss a lot of things. So miss talking to old friends, people I've been out of touch with for decades. I have one person that I want to get a hold of. I haven't spoken to her for a long time, probably 40 years. I owe this person a thank you and an apology. So I'm going to reach out and do that. I'll let you know how that goes. I'm hoping that I get a good response. If not, it's okay. You get to a certain point in life, I guess, as when you get to be my age, where you wake up one morning and you just say to yourself, that's it, that's enough. I really don't care what people think anymore about me, about how they're going to judge me if I start a YouTube channel, or what they're going to say. I guess you just reach that point. Maybe, there's some that don't. The best thing I like about this platform is that there's no cost to it. You can just come on here at any time, upload a video, and start your channel. It's that simple. I wish we would have had this when I was young. That would have been pretty cool. I definitely would have been on YouTube 40 years ago, for sure. I think the biggest thing when you start a channel for me is, for me personally, is that I'm a private person. I'm very private. I don't generally share my private life with others. Again, like I said, when I go out, I'm very jovial, talk to people. I go to the gym, I work out, all that kind of stuff. I do typical things that a lot of people do. But I am a private person, so this is definitely stepping out of my comfort zone. There's no doubt about it. This is my weekend coffee cup. I got it in Hawaii on my first trip to Hawaii. It's like an island vintage coffee cup. Pretty good place to eat there in Hawaii. And I have another Hawaii cup that I use, that I drink coffee from during the week. I use this one on the weekend because it makes me, it's like, it kind of tells me that I'm off work, sort of thing. Even though I still do a couple things, I still have to get on the computer and do some work. But psychologically, it tells me, hey, it's time to relax a little bit. It's time to enjoy life a little bit more than Monday through Friday. But yeah, stepping outside of my comfort zone, this is not an easy thing to do. You may be wondering why I'm wearing this heavy, thick jacket. It's a little cool out this morning, even though the sun is out. It's a little cool. And I got this jacket in, my wife got it actually in China. She's from China originally. She's a citizen here in the US now, but they're really comfy. That's all I can tell you. They're really comfy. They're fantastic. I like putting it on in the morning, especially in the cold winter mornings. It feels really good. I'm probably going to be taking it off here pretty quick, though. Yeah, definitely. It's starting to warm up. It's starting to warm up. We got a late snow here just like a few days, like a week ago, and it was like, whoa, where did that come from? Anyway, why now? Why now? Why do a channel now? Well, because there's a lot of things I want to do in life. And let me tell you, I've seen the videos, people my age, they're posting and they're putting up, hey, don't waste your life. Well, of course, yeah, we don't want to waste our lives. But an 18-year-old, that goes in one ear and out the other. At least that was me. Because when we're 18, when we're 20, when we're 25, we think we're going to be young forever. We think we're going to be 20, 25 forever. And the reality is, right, we have a shelf life, right? You have a shelf life. You wake up and you get the gray hair, you get the crow's feet, you get the hair in the ears, you get all that stuff. You get the furry eyebrows, which, I get trimmed about every 6 weeks. So yeah, stepping outside my comfort zone, but I'm happy to do it. I'm excited about it. And I'm just going to share my daily life, whatever is on my mind, whatever I'm thinking, whatever I'm doing. And I'm excited about it, I think people want real, genuine, authentic people. I hope that that's how I come across, is genuine, authentic. It's my real life. Like making amends with this person I haven't talked to. I hurt this person, it didn't end well, but there's been this knot in my stomach for like 40 years, She's a very sweet person, and her family was very sweet. They took me in when I was a young teenager in high school. I had no place to stay. There's a whole nother story there for that. I'd been living in a car by a lake before they took me in. I was 16, 17 years old. It didn't end well, so I hope to be able to make amends. And it's real, you know? And it's real scary because you don't know what kind of response you're gonna get. It's just kind of reminds me of starting this channel, which is kind of why I mention it, because there's some unknowns here with the channel. There's some unknowns when you haven't spoken to somebody for 40 years and you don't know what kind of response you're gonna get. And when the last time you saw them, it didn't end well, it can be a little bit scary, definitely, you know. I think for me, it's not the scary, but it's just the unknown, you know. It's the anticipation, it's the waiting, it's the not knowing. Because once you know, just like when you know you have a disease or something wrong, you have something, you know, like cancer or something like that people deal with. That's what my dad died of. He died of cancer in his late 50s. Once you know what the situation is, then you can just deal with that. But when you don't know, I think your mind turns more, you know. It just spins and spins and spins. And so yeah, starting a YouTube channel is uncharted territory for me. And my teenage sons, you know, they're a little bit techie. Of course, most teenagers are now, so they're kind of going to help me out a little bit. But I don't want, it's like I told my son, you know, my younger son, I don't, if this becomes work, I don't want to do it. That's not why I'm doing this. If I have enough work, I've had to work my whole life. I've been working since the 1970s as a young boy, all the way through the 80s. I worked in high school, and when I went to high school, I played sports. Then I had the struggles of living on my own. That's a whole nother story, which I'll get into later. Abuse, domestic violence, alcoholism, a lot of different things that I was around when I was experienced personally. So I'll get into all that. And I just think that it's the time. The time has come for me to do this. I waited for a long time. I probably waited longer than I should have to start a channel. I love the outlet because, you know, again, I work at home and I'm alone. It's just me, our dog Hazel, a little 12-pound Shih Tzu, in the window that I look out at, drinking my coffee, with kids going off to college and, you know, almost graduating high school, my second one. My wife works a regular job. She's gone all day. So it's just me and Hazel, the dog, and my trusty cup and coffee. It feels good to do this. I'm happy because I just, like I said, I don't think I've enjoyed life enough. I think I've taken myself too serious. I've always had to be too serious with the jobs I've had. I just want to be me, you know. I think that's the thing, you know, with starting this channel. I just want to enjoy and have fun. I told my son, as I mentioned a minute ago, that if it becomes work, I don't want to do this. So I want this whole channel thing to be fun. And just coming out here this morning on a Saturday morning, this is fun. This is fun for me. And I'm really looking forward to it. So I really appreciate you watching and sharing this journey with me. I really appreciate anybody who watches. If you get anything out of it, that's great. And I really looking forward to just communicating with anybody who wants to watch the channel. Might be none, might be one, could be 1,000. I don't know. I have no idea. That's not the purpose for me personally, but I just want to have fun with it, you know. That's the thing. And get out of my shell. I feel like I'm so disconnected, you know, that I have been disconnected from the outside world for such a long time. It's not that I don't get out and do things, but, you know, I try to avoid driving. I like going to the gym. I like doing all that stuff. And I Instacart a lot now because it's convenient. It's there, you know. I don't have to get in the car. I don't have to drive to the store and deal with all the traffic and deal with everybody else. And it's just convenient. It's easy, you know. I can just sit here and make the order and wait for it to arrive at my doorstep, you know. But I think in a lot of ways that's hurt me. That's hurt me, you know. It's closed me off. It's closed me off from the outside world to a certain extent. Even though I have a loving family, I have a wonderful wife, 2 wonderful sons. I'm very blessed. I'm so blessed. I can't tell you how blessed I am. I can't count the blessings. God has blessed me in infinite ways. He's been so good to me. And that's what I hope to do with this channel, is honor God in everything I do and say. I'm a goofy guy too, you know. He gave us a sense of humor, like I said, so I don't know. I'm not worried about what people think about, you know, the things I do on the channel. I'm not going to do anything foolish or stupid or anything like that, of course, but I've learned my lessons sometimes the hard way. You'll learn your lessons the hard way, and it's okay. It's okay to learn lessons the hard way sometimes, because you get a lot more out of it, you know. And when you're my age, you hope you're a little wiser, you know. That's the idea, right? Is to be a little bit wiser when you get older like me. I don't feel old. I feel like I'm 20 at heart. When I go to the gym, sometimes I feel like I'm 18 again. I feel good, you know. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna go get myself another cup of coffee and enjoy my Saturday with my wife and kids, and I'll be back soon. I hope to, at least the plan is to post every week. That's the plan, just to let you guys know. I plan on posting consistently every week. I'll see you real soon. I really appreciate you watching. God bless. I love you. And we'll see you real soon. One more thing before we go. I realized after watching my video that it was pretty windy outside and it was a little bit annoying. I was like, oh gosh, if I'm a little bit annoyed, you guys are probably going to be annoyed. So, lesson learned on my first YouTube video upload. My apologies on that. I'll try to look out for that in the future. Thanks a lot. I'll see you real soon.